I'm Lazy Keto Queen Lisa. Welcome to my page. Just wanted to show you some recipes. Today I'm going to make a very quick and simple, inexpensive recipe that is keto and family friendly. Everybody will eat it up. So you're going to start off with some ground Italian sausage. You could use sweet or hot if you like. We're going to add some diced up cabbage, some sliced peppers, some onions, a little bit of garlic. Once that's all cooked, we're going to top it with my homemade Alfredo sauce that's also very quick and simple. Just some heavy cream butter, some garlic, and some Parmesan cheese. So let's get cooking. So we have about a pound of ground Italian sausage. I'm using sweet today. You could also use spicy or hot if you'd like. I sliced up orange pepper, a red pepper, and a yellow pepper. I diced up 2 onions. I will use some of these onions in my next recipe. And then I have a whole head of cabbage chopped up. For the Alfredo sauce, we'll be using heavy cream, butter, and Parmesan cheese, along with some fresh diced garlic. So first we're gonna brown our Italian sausage. Once that's all cooked up, we'll start adding the other ingredients. So as you can see, we got our sausage all browned. I like to cook in a cast iron skillet. Makes it nice and easy and helps season it up. So I'm going to put this in a bowl and then we'll start with the next step. We're going to add about a cup of water, could be up to 2 cups. If you like, you could use chicken broth, or you could add some bouillon cubes to your water to give it some more flavor. Depends how big your head of cabbage is. Then I'm just gonna add my diced up cabbage in here. We want this cabbage to cook down. I don't want it to be soggy, but I don't want it to be hard and crunchy. I want it to be some delicious cooked cabbage. This will probably take about 15 minutes or so to get it once it comes to a boil. Just depends on the consistency you'd like your cabbage to be. So it looks like my head of cabbage was pretty big. I want to at least be able to see the water or the chicken stock that you use, just so I can see it to make sure as it cooks down, it gets all softened. So you want the cabbage to be boiling. Of course, I didn't clean my cast iron skillet. I wanted the flavorings from the sausage I cooked. That's where you see the color coming from the water I added. If you want to boil your cabbage, you can see it's going to start shrinking. From this point, probably about another 10 minutes, and it should be good because you're going to cook your peppers and your onions all together at the end. So it'll still get to cook some more. So now we got our cabbage cooked down. It's gonna continue boiling, getting softer. I'm gonna add some yellow peppers, some red peppers, some orange peppers. Whoops. And I'm gonna save a few because I'm gonna be doing another dish today that I'm gonna use the rest of these peppers for. But I'd like to get a good amount of peppers in here. If you'd like, you can always use frozen peppers, or if you have a bunch of peppers from your garden, you could cut them up and get them cooked down and then put them in your freezer. I'm also gonna add some onion and some pieces of garlic. This is going to cook for a good while, and then I'm going to put as much sausage as you like back in there. My family loves this, so I usually use the whole pound of sausage. We're going to let this all just cook down and cook together. While that's cooking, I will show you how to make my easy homemade Alfredo sauce. Now it is time for our homemade Alfredo sauce. We're going to need to use about a whole stick of butter, 4 garlic cloves, depends how much garlic you like. If you like more, go for it. I also do add some garlic powder. You're going to use about 3 cups of heavy cream and about 3 containers of shredded Parmesan cheese. You could shred the Parmesan cheese yourself, but again, we're trying to make this as simple and easy as possible. So I'm going to add the butter to my pan along with the garlic and saute that up, and then I'll show you the next step. And again, as much garlic as you like. This is all going to cook down. Okay, so I sauteed my garlic and butter, let it boil, get that garlic flavor all through the butter. Now here I've measured out 3 cups of heavy cream, and I have it on medium heat. I'm going to put almost all of it, maybe leave about a half a cup, because this is what I'm going to use to make sure it's the proper thickness that I like. Now I need to bring this butter, garlic, and heavy cream to a boil. Once it boils, I'm going to slowly add my shredded Parmesan cheese, and that's it. Better than any restaurants. Make sure you don't have your heat on too hot and you're continually mixing it. You can take a break every once in a while, but if you have your heat on too high, it'll scald. So I just stir it with my whisk. Maybe give it a break every once in a while until it starts to boil. Okay, so you can see it's frothing. It's pretty much boiling. I'm gonna add couple tablespoons of Parmesan cheese at a time. Stir that in. Once that melts, and you're constantly stirring at this point. If you don't, the Parmesan cheese can just set at the bottom. You can see it's going to start getting thicker and thicker. We're just going to keep adding more and more cheese, slowly stirring it in until we get to a nice thick creamy consistency. We can see it's starting to get nice and thick. While that's melting in there, I'm gonna add some pepper. I think pepper makes it fantastic. If you don't like pepper, you don't have to. You can add a little bit of salt, like I said, more garlic. Totally depends on the flavor you want. We can see it's getting super thick. It's melting. Oh, I wish you could smell how good it smells in here. Now that's a nice thick consistency. So it depends on you. If you'd like it a little thinner, which I think it is a little thick, but I'm just gonna add a little more heavy cream to it. So you can play around. I'm gonna end up adding that whole 3 cups. This is just gonna keep cooking. Once that extra cream gets in there and gets hot, I'm gonna turn it on low, stir it every so often, and voila, homemade Alfredo sauce. So as you can see, everything's cooked down nicely. Our peppers are soft. Our cabbage is nice and soft. We do have some water left over. You can do one of 2 things. You can let it continue to cook and that water all go away, or you can drain it. I am gonna go ahead and drain it. Then we're gonna add the Alfredo sauce to it and our dish will be complete. Okay, so I went ahead and drained it. Have it on low because I gotta wait for my husband and the kids to get home from work. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and add my Alfredo sauce. Mix this in and we'll keep adding it until it's all mixed together. Again, salt and pepper to taste, but all these flavors here, I can't imagine needing much more. I'm gonna put a little more in so it's all covered. Hopefully have a little left over that I can sneak in a lunch for myself this week. You could sprinkle some parsley on top. I'm not super fancy, but man, the smells of the peppers, the garlic, the cheesiness, and the seasoning from the Italian sausage, mwah. Stop back and see me. Follow and subscribe below.